ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our 17th installment of Tango Kilo Sierra. Got something pretty special for you today. Has something to do with this sign. And let me tell you what it is, actually. So today we're at Huntington Beach State Park, and we're gonna camp out the little camping area here, because there's no camping allowed on beaches here in South Carolina, which is understandable because, you know, people destroy things and wildlife isn't able to do what it needs to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to get back here and walk down these nature trails that lead to the beach. And then I'll show you our camping area and our setup for the night. Got something delicious planned for dinner, and we're just going to go ahead and make that happen. Had some work to do down here, so figured what better time than to do a nice little cold camping video here at Huntington Beach. It's real beautiful here. The beaches are nice, real clean sand, so easy to bring the dog also. As you can see, these trees are pretty crazy looking. They got a lot of hardwood oak trees, more than all the pines that you see around some of the videos that I've done in the past. But these particular oak trees grow short and then super long branches, which is pretty cool. I've seen some squirrel out here going up this secondary path here. This don't lead to the beach, it just leads up and into this swampy looking area, which I'm going to steer clear of because this place has tons of signs saying do not feed the gators. So let's steer clear of the swampy areas of this place. All right, back to square one. Keep on walking. Easy to climb. The branches are just crazy long. You gotta be pretty strong to grow branches that big, though. They're that long. Those branches gotta be pretty strong, especially with the winds that happen out here and tropical storms and all kinds of other good stuff and bad stuff, really, that comes along with being a part of the Atlantic Ocean. You can hear there's some kind of bird chirping. It's right there on that tree, right there. Not sure what kind it is. I think it's a woodpecker because it's pecking on the side of that wood there. Tons and tons of little birds out here, which is awesome. It's the middle of January, well, the end of January. So see that kind of vibrancy, and this time of year is pretty awesome. You can see we're going through like a swampy area type place. Not sure what kind of tree that is. It looks like a Christmas tree type. Some kind of pine. Yeah. You can see where that tree uprooted, but very, very shallow roots. Look out for the roots on the ground there. I can hear the waves. Super excited about this, guys. I've been to this place 4 or 5 different times. I've had a great time ever since. As you can see, there's that big marshy area right there with a bunch of water in it and whatnot. I've seen a marsh owl out here before, which is a super rare thing to see. But yeah, got our cattail bushes and all that stuff that signifies that there's a lot of water that runs through here, as you can see. And then the other side goes into that big pond like reservoir back there, but you can tell it goes way back there. We're gonna walk down the beach and show you that. We're gonna do a day and night hike also. So this is our day hike. We can go back and camp, have us a couple of coors, taste the mountains a little bit, and then come back out here before we do our cooking segment. As you can see, it's ADA compliant, which, like I told you when we did the Congaree Swamp episode, or installment, sorry, that means that anybody with a wheelchair, crutches, or any type of you know, walking impairment can walk down through here and not have to slip and slide in the sand and or get stuck because their wheels won't move. So that's pretty awesome that Huntington Beach decided to get that done for our senior citizens and the walking impaired citizens. Got some signs here. Tell you a little bit about the wildlife. Ruddy turnstones, willets, red knots, black-billed plover. I think that's what we just saw. It's the only one that looks close to that. Then you got your sea turtles here laying their eggs, and then the Wilson's plover with eggs and chicks. It's pretty cool. And continue on, you can see the berms we've got here, the dunes, however you'd like to say it. Do not feed the gators. So you can see the dunes or berms, or however you want to say it. And then that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the Atlantic Ocean. Pretty beautiful beach. As you can see, it's pretty populated. So I'm gonna walk on down here. And yeah, as you can see, the beach is pretty clean. Got some seashells, but not any super small, and those ones that like to cut up your feet. Walk on down here to the ocean. See all the little seashells. Pretty sure it's going into low tide right now, because when I got here, the ocean was, you know, right here, and I'm back. So yeah, going into low tide. But as you can see, there's pretty much it's a big giant freaking little cove in this ocean, because you can see on each side where it kind of curves around. Wish this camera had a better lens on it so I can zoom, but you can see it makes like a crescent moon shape on each side. So it's kind of like a little ocean cove, if you would, you know. But still pretty cool. I'm gonna get turned around, walk the opposite way down the beach, and then I'll show you the really cool part about what's down there, because that's way cooler than walking down towards those buildings and whatnot right there, because behind me is towards Myrtle Beach. Got a pretty cool view of a pelican right there. Big giant sucker. Scoop a fish up in his mouth easy, no problem. I feel like I could hear some military helicopters or something, but it might just be a big boat out there on the ocean. How beautiful it is though. A little bit of a gloomy day, but you see, oh, did you see that dolphin? That's what just splashed in the water right there. That's crazy. There's a little dolphin up here, guys. How about that? You see him? There's like 3 of them right there. That's the pelican just landed, but you could see him going through the water right there. Just right here, just keep your eyes right there. I can see him flipping around through the water. Must have took off. That's pretty cool though. Hopefully you could be able to see it. Here they come. I think that's a cobra right there. Go get him. Ain't nothing There's nothing cooler than a little military freaking machinery. I loved it, that's for sure. So we're getting on down the beach here and making it to this part over here that I'd like to show you guys. It's pretty cool. Those helicopters were pretty cool. That's probably the naval base out here doing their thing, you know. But Lord only knows where those came from. You've got a lot of stuff military-wise down here. You got Paris Island, which is I happen to be an alumni of, and then you have you know, Charleston Naval Base and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things to see around here. Patriots Point, you know, all kinds of cool stuff. So it makes it worth the trip if you ever see yourself down this way. This park is super beautiful. Can't wait to show y'all the innards of where we're going to be camping and stuff. It's a really great area. You can see ain't got much, just some little, you know, broken up pieces of seashell and whatnot. Hopefully as this tide recedes, we'll be able to find some super cool stuff. Got a old piece of seafloor there. Got a shark egg, I think. Pretty sure it's a shark egg. Of course, without the little shark in it. Those wash up out here a lot, along with horseshoe crabs. All right. So this says no dogs allowed, but it doesn't say anything about no humans being allowed to walk up in here. So I'm gonna go back this way. As you can see, the seashells start to get a little bit more abundant up here, which is pretty cool. Area closed, bird nesting area. We're gonna stay out of that area, seeing as how it has that little sign up. Even though that sign looks super old, I think it's best to just, because I can see some birds flying around back there, just let it be, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep walking and see if we can't find something cool to show you guys. Until then, we'll see you back at the park. Score! Found us a little piece of a sand dollar. It's the most intact sand dollar I've found so far, so we're doing pretty good. Guess this is pretty cool. Bird had him some dinner. We got the claws there. It's most likely a blue crab, judging by the color of its shell and everything. And that bird had himself a feast, so look at that. Is anything more scary than the ocean? I can't think of anything that's scarier than the ocean, that's for sure. Imagine being stuck out in the middle of that thing. That would be scary. As beautiful as it is. There goes the culprit right there. That little bird running away. That little sucker right there. The one eating all the crabs. See? Got that little sucker chowing down. I mean, I would too. Crab is great. I just thought that was pretty funny. But yep, we're almost back to the beach entrance. We're gonna get back and set up camp, and then show you what our camping area looks like for the night. Thanks for sticking around, guys. So that's pretty creative. All right, so made it back to the camping area. That's gonna be me and the puppy's house tonight, me and Zoe. There she is right there. Say hey to the crowd. Say hey everybody, thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. She's my baby. My cousin's here with me. We had some work to do. We're gonna get this little ring here fired up, just as long as you hear talking, just as long as it stays dry. So it's starting to drizzle a little bit. But we got our setup for the night. We're gonna get our cot set up and the dog some blankets laid out, and it should be a pretty cozy little sleep tonight. But we're gonna get to it, and we'll see you guys here in just a minute. With the help of the pretty dog here, that brings us to our review of our bespoke post box that we had a friend that I've known for a really long time. His name is Danny. He's a good dude, and he donated this awesome camping box to us. I'd like to give him a shout out, and my buddy Brandon. Y'all guys have always been great friends, and I appreciate y'all continuing to be. But that brings us to what we've got in the box here. First off, I'd like to show you this really awesome entrenchment tool. I'll teach you guys how we could dig and everything in a later video with that. And then we also got this little light here. It brightens and it turns blue, which is pretty awesome. That makes it a little bit more stealthy. Then we've got our compass like I used in the military. Got a sight wire and a bezel ring and all kinds of stuff. Got a little magnifying glass in the thumb loop and the ruler on the side. In a later video, I'll have to show you guys how to read a map with this thing and shoot a back azimuth and all kinds of really cool stuff that they taught me in the military that is declassified and all that other good stuff, I guess. And then we got a fire starter. Not entirely sure how to use this, but it don't mean that it's not a good time to learn how. But yeah, that's our bespoke post box. We'll see you guys at snack time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we skipped over our snack segment. Just gonna save that time to get us a cooking segment going. Then we're gonna get our fire started. I have a little something special that I'm gonna start it with tonight. So you know how I like to pick random things to start my fires with. So we're gonna get this set up, and then I'll show you what we've got coming. All right, so we got us a little something built here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take these Takis here. We're gonna put them down so they're a little bit more centralized. We're gonna put them in between that wood right there. Leave us a little breathe hole. Light my torch up here. See if I can't get this light to be not so bright. Let's see what we can do. Smell like burning cord chips, so they should work out just fine. Take that fire off of them and press our wood together, and hopefully that will give us a good enough start for our fire. We still got a lot more firewood and a whole cooking segment, so stick with us, people, and enjoy camping out here at the beach. So those Takis worked really good. They are getting our fire started up just fine. Got the goofy dog over there. Got the cousin in the background. We're gonna enjoy this fire here, and then see about cooking y'all some delicious food. Dogu. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, that brings us to our cooking segment. What we got for you tonight is some Alfredo and broccoli, what does that say? Fettuccine and broccoli, Parmesan, and Romano cheese flavored sauce. So that's going to be super delicious tonight. The light is a little bit bright. Let's turn that down. Oh, that's about as far down as it goes. Alright, so we got our little camping stove with us and our little mixture here to put in our pot. I'm going to lock that sucker down. Start our little fire here. Let's get this positioned a little bit better. Alright, so get our pot here going, and the instructions say 1 medium saucepan, bring 1.5 cups of water and 1/2 cup of milk and 1 tablespoon of margarine to a boil. Then stir in the contents for 7 minutes and let stand for 2. So let's go ahead and get that done. Put that in there. That's the exact measurement that we need. Got our butter over here. Let's get this broke out. I'm not sure what 1 tablespoon of margarine exactly is, so I'm just gonna measure with the knife here and go for it. Bam. That should be about a tablespoon of butter, maybe a little bit more, right? Let's bring that to a boil. Put our knife away here. One of the things I like about these state parks is that you get the chance to actually cook some food. And yeah, that's always nice. But while this comes to a boil, I'd like to thank everyone who has liked and subscribed so far. Y'all's support means the world to me. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please consider doing so. And you know, it makes me feel good about myself, and it makes me feel good about the content that I'm bringing to you guys. And then yeah, if you are feeling generous, there's a PayPal link down in the description of the video. Anything and everything that you can give, even if it's just a like and a subscription, is greatly appreciated. Alright, so we will see you guys when this delicious stuff starts to boil. Alright, so as you can see, we're not mustering much of a flame, so this is going to take a little while. I'll show you what I mean. See how small that flame is? It's because this little guy right here, this little fuel tank, is cold. And it gets cold when it, you know, feeds into here and makes that flame happen anyways. So I'm going to try to warm this up with my hand, and hopefully it'll start making a better flame so we can get this thing rolling and get us some delicious warm food on this cold 40-degree night. Alright, so as you can see, we got it to a rolling ball. Gonna add our contents of our package here. Get us something nice and warm to eat before we get in bed. Send it on in there. See the little cheese powder there. I think this will be just fine. Looks great. Smells great. Turn it around here. You can see the little broccoli chunks starting to rise to the surface. Ooh. Let that heat up real nice. Make sure that those noodles don't stick. We'll throw some salt in there. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. Just enough to make sure that the noodles do not stick to the bottom of our little pot here. Alright, well, as you can see, it's starting to bubble and cook real well. Not that butter rising to the top, which is nice. We're just going to keep mixing it until the noodles start to absorb that little mixture we got going on. We'll see you there, people. Alright, so we got the noodles done here. I did have some steak that I was going to cook tonight, but unfortunately there's this particular little raccoon that lives out here at Huntington Beach that I've had my rounds with, The last time that me and him met, I had to get him out of my cooler by any means necessary. As you can see there, and by the little tears and hand marks inside of this bag, he got me this time. I'll give it to the little guy. He made me look foolish, so I should have known better than to leave the steak out here. But yeah, he got off with about $12 worth of steak. You got me this time, little guy. So be watching yourself, because I got your number. But we got our noodles done for the night, which we were gonna have with our steak, but it will eat just as well. Just take note, if you camp out anywhere at the beach, there's most likely a pesky fat raccoon that's going to come and try to steal your food. So keep it in your car, RV, and or tent. But we're going to let this cool off, and we're going to munch on it, and then we'll see you guys at bedtime. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have home for the night. Right there is me. Right there is the dog. I gave her our sleeping pad, so she shouldn't have to sleep on the ground. We're going to crawl in here, and then we're going to get us some good sleep. See you guys there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we got some good, delicious, warm food in us. And got our cot and little bed area set up. Even the puppy is doing her own little thing there. We're gonna get us some sleep, get my pillow under my head here, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Thanks for staying tuned, and as always, thanks for watching. Good morning. Well, we probably got the best sleep we ever had at any state park so far. And our Mr. Buddy heater cranking all night, keeping us warm. Goes the Zoe dog right there. We're gonna get up and go and walk the beach this morning. It's supposed to be high tide. So we'll see you guys down at the beach. The wind has definitely picked up since yesterday. A couple souls on the beach down there with their dog. But as you can see, the tide's starting to come back in. Man, look at that sky. Beautiful, beautiful Carolina skies. So, we're gonna walk on down the beach here. It's probably around 45 degrees, so this wind is pretty crappy. See if we can find something cool, and then we will make our way back to camp and get packed up. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna try to do this without the wind being too much of an issue. But what I have right here behind me is called the Adelaide House, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to get up here and read this plaque real fast and see what we can see. But from what my understanding is, Mr. Huntington, who originally owned this land, built this house for his wife way back in the day. They have a garden called Brook Green Garden. It's just across the street from this place that has all of her sculptures and statues and stuff that she made. I'm pretty sure she got sick or something like that, and that's why he ended up building this place out here for her. Yeah, the Adelaide House is the name of it. Former winter home for renowned sculptor Anna Hyatt Huntington and her husband Archer Milton Huntington, a well-known scholar of Hispanic studies and a businessman and poet. It was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1992. Primarily as it was the home and working studio of a famous sculptor, and secondarily because of its Moorish influence in architecture. Soon after 1923, marriage in New York, Anna was diagnosed with tuberculosis, and seeking treatment for her illness, the Huntingtons sought out a warmer climate to spend their winters. Archer also had in mind and developed a garden area in which to display some of his wife's work. Adelaide, pronounced Adelaide is the Spanish term meaning watchtower. The house was constructed along with Brook Green Gardens from 1931 to 33 and employed mostly local labor. So that's pretty cool. The wife came down with an illness, and he found a warmer climate for her and built her this, what at that period in time would be considered a multi-faceted mansion. Alright, so we're gonna keep walking here. Usually pay $2 to get in here, but the wind's really bad, so I don't know how that's gonna work itself out. But as you can see, it's a long hallway, kind of cool little tower at the top there. Admission's right there. But we're gonna skip that for today. We're not gonna take you all the way in there this time. But we'll be back here in the spring, and we'll walk through there then. So I'm just gonna walk you around the perimeter today and show you the brick architecture and old ways of doing things back when they had more concrete and brick than they could use, you know. So a very overabundance of the concrete, very thick, because, you know, hurricanes and whatnot that come through this town. So we just keep on walking around here. You can see the wrought iron on the windows there. Big old concrete wall. Just pretty cool if you ask me. That door is obviously an afterthought. It's got those all that stuff on it. It's a big metal door that definitely was built after the 20s. We got as you can see, the woman was very good at building and sculpting things. That's original wrought iron there that sit on these windows. There's modern day lights in there. You can see the skylight. So you look through the window there. Got a native plant for pollinator garden. A little garden for the locals out here to plant and have their awesome stuff. You can see some of the rooms still lack windows, which back in that day, I'm sure a window is the least of your worries. But like it said, they're from New York, so they would only come down here for their winters. The winters down here are pretty cold, but you get you a good fire going. It's pretty easy to stay warm. Wind's starting to pick up, so please forgive any wind that you hear in the background. Old original wooden windows for this room here. See into their building, you see where that big massive crack is starting in the wall. And then your super old brick architecture as far as this porch goes. They built this, they had a big house in mind, that's for sure. But even back when this house was built, it probably didn't cost them barely anything to build it. You know, given under the circumstances of what things cost this day and age, there goes a fireplace for helping keeping the house warm. Another fireplace in that room. This is like a watchtower type area with a toilet. It had to be nice, just to overlook the beach that goes up that little path right there. You got some things carved into that concrete there. This is a breakfast room, that says, I think. So that's pretty cool. And that's about everything there is to see until we get inside. But like I said, I want to save that for spring, so we can come back here and show you what the beach looks like in spring. But yeah, guys, so I'd like to tell you, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate you sticking with us and always being supportive and great. But we must get back and do what we normally do, get back to work. As usual, we'll find another great place like this, and we'll see you next time.